Good morning, student. Welcome to Jnanjyoti online class. Today, I am Saraswati Hansina, your biology teacher. Today, we will discuss about tissue. From last chapter, we recall that all organisms are made up of cells. Cells are two types, that is unicellular and multicellular. In unicellular organism, their body is made up of single cell, but they perform all function of their life like respiration, digestion, excretion, etc. But in multicellular organism, their body is made up of millions of cells, and for functioning of their different functions, they carry specialized cells. Most of these cells are special to carry out a few functions. Each specialized functions are carried out by few cells, and special functioning cells are grouped together to call tissue. Then tissue means same functioning cluster of cells are called tissue. You already know that group of cells mix together and form tissue. That is same kind of cell. Function of cell are same that mix together and form tissue. Then tissues are mixed and form organ are mixed and form organ system. And from organ system, a whole body is formed. So, from the previous class, we know the function of cells. Cell is the basic structure of life. Cell of the cell or tissue. Example of tissue are blood, bone, muscles, etc. Okay, so different types of tissue form organ, and organ from organ system, then organ to whole body. So today we discuss about the tissue. So first we see the plant or animal tissue are same kind. See plant tissue, plant and animal. Plant are stationary or fixed in one place, but in animal move here and there for their food, shelter, etc. So plant tissue are mostly dead and they provide mechanical strength to the plant, but animal consume more energy as compared to plant. Plant tissue are mostly dead, they provide mechanical strength to the plant, and the tissue of plants are provide support to the plant, mostly supportive. So this is the difference between plant and animal tissue. Another difference between plant and animals is the pattern of growth. The plant tissue is divided in certain region, but in animal tissue are always divided. So according to the dividing capacity of plant tissue are divided into, or tissue are classified into different categories. First, meristematic tissue. Another one is permanent tissue. It is again divided into three parts. That is apical meristem, intercalary meristem, and lateral meristem. So permanent tissues are also divided into two categories, that is simple permanent tissue, another one is complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue are three types: parenchyma, parenchyma, and sclerenchyma. It is two types: xylem and phloem, and another one is phloem. According to their functions, parenchyma are also two types, that is fluorenchyma and other one is parenchyma. Then next, complex tissue are two types, xylem and phloem. It constitutes xylem fiber, xylem parenchyma, plaquids, and vessels. Next phloem consists of cytid, companion cell, third is phloem fiber, and phloem parenchyma. Pause this video and note it. Pause this video and note it in your copy. Then first we discuss what is meristematic tissue. Meristematic tissue are three types, that is apical meristem, intercalary meristem, and lateral meristem. Then first we discuss this meristematic tissue. These three types: apical meristem, intercalary meristem, and another one is lateral meristem. See this structure. stem. Intercalary meristem. What is meristematic tissue? The growth of plants only occur in certain region, and the growth of plant is due to the meristematic tissue. It is also called dividing tissue because this tissue is dividing, and because of that the plants is growth. So meristematic tissue are three types, that is apical meristem, intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. Apical meristem is present in the apical part of the plants and it is responsible for the growth of the plants, growth of the stem and root. Stem and root. It is present in the tip of the tip portion of the root, tip portion of the stem and tip portion of the root, and because of this the growth of the stem, growth of the plants are occur. Then next is intercalary meristem. It is present in the leaf base or internodes. It is present in the base of the leaves and internodes. The last one is intercalary meristem. Due to the lateral meristem. Due to the lateral meristem, the width of the plant is developed. Width means that cambium are developed due to the lateral meristem. So this is the this is about meristematic tissue. So as the cells of this meristematic tissue are very active, they have dense cytoplasm inside their cell. Dense cytoplasm. Cells are active. Third is prominent nuclei, present in prominent nuclei, and they have thin cellulose wall. Cellulose wall. So this is about meristematic tissue. Again I repeat this. Meristematic tissue are also called dividing tissue because it divide, and for that growth of the plants is occur. It is three types: apical meristem, intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. Let's see apical meristem. Apical meristem are present in the apical part of the plant. That means tip of the plant, tip of the stem and the tip of the root, and for that the growth of the plants is occur. Then second is intercalary meristem. It is present the base of the leaf and internode. Then last is the lateral meristem. Due to that the plant's growth is developed. Then meristematic tissue have dense cytoplasm, prominent nuclei, thin cellulose wall. They have. Then next we discuss about the permanent tissue. Permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue are called dividing tissue. Meristematic tissue form permanent tissue. When meristematic tissue lose the ability of dividing, that time they form the permanent tissue. They lose their ability of dividing capacity, lose they and form permanent tissue. We already know that permanent tissue are two types, that is simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. the simple permanent tissue, the cell of simple permanent tissue are always same type. It is of three types, that is parenchyma, parenchymatous tissue, second is collenchyma, and third one is sclerenchyma. So first we discuss about the parenchymatous tissue. So now we discuss about the permanent tissue. Permanent tissue are two types, that is simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue are again divided into parenchymatous tissue, collenchyma tissue and sclerenchyma tissue. Then first we discuss about the parenchymatous tissue. It consists of unspecialized cell with thin cell wall present in parenchymatous tissue. They have live cells. They are loosely packed. Because of that, more intercellular spaces are present inside the cell. Then it provides support to the plants and also store food materials. According to the function, parenchymatous tissue are again two types, that is chlorenchyma and another one is parenchyma. Chlorenchyma, in some condition, it have chlorophyll pigment and it synthesize food, that means it possesses photosynthesis, that is that time it is called sclerenchymatous tissue, means it has sclerenchymatous tissue, because of that it synthesizes food. Then next is parenchyma. Because of this, plants float on the water, because in parenchymatous tissue large intercellular spaces are present inside of cells.
The next page is running low.
You go
Cancel.
proceed to clean up करी दो.